Welcome to Pro-Mithos. I am Promitheus, your host for today, and we're continuing Primordia. So, we just got finished done talking to this robot, so let's keep looking around.
Hey boss, look! That repair bot has a floating helper just like you do.
There's a red, burning, crashed hover bus and a writhing electrical cable. And that's the first thing you notice?
I can't help it. She's beautiful.
Well, you're not getting to her until we deal with this cable. I can't safely grab it.
All storage bladders empty.
I guess that's a good thing.
Or a disgusting thing.
Crispin, can you fly around the cable and push it off the street?
But didn't you just say it's too dangerous to get close to it?
I'm giving you a chance to impress her, Crispin. Just fly up high enough that you don't get close to the sparks.
Fine.
Cool.
Excuse me.
Can't you see I'm working?
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. You do know this ship is never gonna fly again, right?
You're right about that. This old airing bus could hardly fly to begin with. Still, there might be some parts here that Metroline can use to get another bus up and running. Anyway, what do you want?
Hey boss, ask him about his helper.
My friend is curious about your helper.
She's just a sidekick factor built. Thousands of them rolled off the assembly line back in the day, but she's probably the only one left. Really not much more than a floating lantern, and headlamps are a lot cheaper.
She says you're not much more than a floating plasma torch.
She's right.
Wow.
Do you know where I can find a power source?
If I did, I'd have salvaged it myself and brought it to the tower.
I'm looking for a big robot. It floats and has big claws and shoots lasers.
Scraper. After the last big cave-in, the two of us worked together on trying to fix the blue line. It's on the simple side, but a hard worker. What about him?
He took something of mine.
Yeah, salvaged it probably. That's what most of us do for Metromine these days.
Stole it.
Hey, you say router, I say router. Anyway, not my problem.
Where can I find Scraper?
Do I look like a tour guide? Piece of advice for you. Don't mess with the code if you can't handle the glitches.
Very profound. You mentioned Metromind.
Yeah, sure. She's in charge of this big circuit board we call Metropole.
What can you tell me about her?
What do I look like? The information kiosk? I want to know what I think? Metromind is the best thing that ever happened in this place.
Really?
Really? You, me, all these other machines grinding about? We're just tools in the toolbox. But Metromind, she's got the master plan. Progress. Got a nice ring to it, too.
So as part of the master plan, crashing buses into roads?
Look, there's plenty of rust to go around, but Metromind's the only one scrubbing. Not her fault that some of the metal's too far gone.
It looks to me like you're the one scrubbing, not Metromind.
Like I said, I'm just a tool in the box. Now, I gotta get back to work.
Alright then, let's just keep on going. This looks like the courtrooms.
Ahoy, my dear friend. Oswald Factorbuilt at your service.
He's no more your dear friend than Rex is your creation, you besotted gear oiler.
Oh, don't mind Cornelius. He's been bitter since the first great rolling brownout.
Better, I'll show you bitter, you backbiting bot snatcher.
I think I like these guys, boss.
What's in that building?
Why, Arbiter's Court, of course. Why else would we be here?
I need to see Arbiter.
We all do, my dear friend. But the courthouse is locked, and first come, first served.
What are you two fighting about?
Justice. I'm here for justice. To prove that I, Cornelius Factorbuild, created this marvelous machine, Rex. Rex Cornelius built.
Ignore him, my dear friend. Candidly, he is 10-23 flops short of a kilo, if you catch my drift. The machine's name is Oswald built. Rex Oswald built.
This is over a name? Why not just let Rex decide?
Ridiculous. This is about principle.
This is about pride.
So, boss? Would you fight over me like this?
You could call yourself Crispin Crispian for all I care. As long as you still pull things off ledges for me, that is.
Glad to know I'm loved.
Yep.
How are you going to decide who gets Rex?
For the law, fool. The law.
Please excuse my brother. He can barely remember pi to the 23rd digit, let alone his manners.
For
I rest my case. Suffice it to say, chap, we await the reopening of the courthouse. Or more precisely, we await a summons from Arbiter who will decide our case.
who will say whose contribution was more important? Who will say, in fact, that my contribution was more important?
Could someone else judge your case?
Of whom were you thinking? Metromine, perhaps? Authoritative to be sure, but I fear she would claim Rex for the good of all.
And since the subway schemer
He means Metromine.
shut down our builder Factor, he cannot help either.
What about Horatio?
Who?
Me.
And why should we listen to you?
I've built a robot before, and I have no stake in this.
Yes, well and good, but this is a matter of law and logic. A bit harder than banging together a tin can like your companion. How can we know your reasoning is sound?
Test me.
An interesting proposition. What do you say, Cornelius?
What did I say? I say that you are a liar and a thief, Oswald. But as to this Horatio, well, as to him, so be it.
Boss, if they make us find 7 lost crystals, I'm quitting.
Righto. Consider this.
That's great.
Binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle are gathered for a party.
The what circle is gathered at the what? Is this some kind of vocab test?
I said quiet.
Each robot is either a factor built or a Sternweiler built.
Blasted Sternweilers.
And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture.
This is ridiculous!
Pay attention. Factor or Sternweiler. Quad-core, linear type, or multiplex.
Indeed. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
Wow, this is ridiculous. How many robots are there?
Could you repeat the question?
Indeed. At the binomial biennial, 7 robots in the probability circle
7.
are gathered for a party. Each robot is either a factor built or a Sternweiler built. And moreover, each robot is designed with either a quad-core, a linear type, or a multiplex processor architecture. Now I will tell you 3 things about these probabilitists. First, there are more factor-built robots than Sternweiler builds. Second, every linear-type robot was built by Factor. Finally, Sternweiler never built a robot with a quad-core.
Now listen. Which of the following statements about the probabilitist circle cannot possibly be true?
So 5 robots have linear. I don't know about that. 5 robots have quad cores. Still don't know about that. 4 robots have multiplex processors. That's not bad. 4 robots turned by Sternweiler? Maybe. I'd say 5, but it's not. It has to be not true. I'd have to say 3.
4 robots have multiplex processors.
Failure? Failure? Clearly you are unfit to judge our case. Now go bother someone else.
No.
Hello? Hello?
I don't think it can hear you, boss.
if I could find someone you respect? Someone who would be willing to judge your case?
Well, I suppose there's no harm in looking.
No harm to us, anyway. If you want to waste your time meddling in our affairs, then I suppose it is yours to waste.
Very good then. I am uploading the facts of our dispute to your data pouch. If you can find a suitable judge, let us know.
And finally, I'm gonna try again.
Romeo Biales, each row and both now until first. The second, every linear type final. Scope.
Now listen, which of the
Four robots.
Good show.
The preceding facts are unchanged. Now, answer this. If exactly two factor-built robots have the same type of processor architecture, then which of the following must be true?
Five of the 7 robots were built by Factor.
Failure?
Oh god. This is kind of annoying.
Can I try?
No.
Oh. What a dick.
I'm looking for it stole something.
Indeed. The robot you described sounds like Scraper, Metromind's enforcer. Whatever he took is gone forever.
I refuse to accept that.
Oh, he refuses. How delightful.
Do you know where I can...
Alas, my friend, power is not so abundant in Metropole as it once was.
Magak Metromine seized it all, seized it, and doles it out. And there's hardly enough to go around now.
Metromine keeps all power sources in the Great Tower where the Council used to meet. If you want to share it, you will need to pay her in megacycles.
Megacycles?
Yes, megacycles, ninny. CPU cycles, brain power. Kind of power she really wants. Her low-rate processor was made for running trains, not a city.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
Okay, so that explains what that robot was doing, and oh, that explains so much more.
Excuse me.
Sir, my apologies, sir. 187th Legion built. Surly Company. Reporting.
Horatio Noble, version 5. A pleasure.
Horatio Null-built, sir? Never heard of any service bot with that designation. Still, it's good to see another Urbanian, sir. After things got foobarred back home, I figured Surly Company was all that was left.
Urbanian? What are you talking about?
Assad. Finally made a friendly and he's as cracked as Primer. No offense, sir, just hoped... Well, never mind that. How can I assist you, sir?
Surly Company. Urbanian. What are you talking about?
Well, sir, I'm not sure quite where to start. I had you figured for one of us, seeing as how you came up as a friendly on my IFF.
I could see you as a member of Surly Company, boss, but as friendly? Nah.
Zumi's got some mouth on him, huh, sir? Always do those flyboys.
Look, why don't you just give me a quick rundown?
Well, sir, can't see the harm, even if you are a decoy. War's over, after all. It was over before Surly Company even deployed. See, we're Urbanian robots. Long time back, Urbani and Metropole got to fighting over something, who knows what. The Metropolitans fried our civilians, and Legion told us to strike back. Word was, some big airship of ours was supposed to knock out Metropole's defenses, and we just come in for mop-up. But the Metros took our ship down with their own heavy hitter, some giant named Goliath.
I see.
Anyway, Surly Company was all that was left, so we deployed 200 strong.
What happened then?
Well, it's a long march for Urbani, sir, and most of us broke down on the way. All said and done, the only ones who made it were me, 113th, and a signal bot we call Primer. The rest are all out there in the dunes somewhere.
I'm sorry.
War's war, sir. If it didn't crash hard, they wouldn't have built us in the first place.
If it makes you feel any better, Horatio cut Goliath's finger off.
Well, sir, someone ought to stick a medal in your chest.
Huh.
Why are you in line?
Seeing as how I'm on the outside now, sir, I figured I had to go pay restitution for shooting up the enemy HQ.
Enemy HQ?
Yes, sir. That big tower in the center of the city.
Okay, so why haven't you paid? It sounds like all of this happened a long time ago.
Years ago, sir. But the courthouse has been locked down the whole time. I figured they'll open it up eventually, and then I can clear my name.
What if it doesn't open?
Well, sir, I know all about hurry up and wait.
Huh.
What happened to 113th and Primer?
After we got to Metropole, we tried to put up a fight, but couldn't do much. They fried 113, and my rifles jammed. Primer surrendered on our behalf. After dressing us down, they took all my big guns and sold the 113th shell to some scrap dealer. Primer never was the same. He encrypted part of his own logic so he wouldn't have to think about losing the war any longer. Then, he disappeared beneath the city. And me, I came here.
How did the war end?
For Surly Company, it ended when we staggered in here and surrendered. Beyond that, sir, it's all above my pay grade. Truth is, sir, we never even knew what we were fighting for, let alone what the Metropolitans wanted. So I can't say for certain that Metropole won, but I'm pretty sure Urbani lost, what with all the civilians being dead and the army being beaten.
How do you know you even have to pay something?
This seems logical, sir.
What if I could pay your fine for you, or get it canceled?
Well, sir, then I'd be much obliged, and I'd probably just leave town. Can't say that I'd much like being in enemy territory.
And how are we gonna do that, boss?
I'll figure something out. Can I try opening that door?
Belay that, sir. The authorities told me that no one goes in till the door opens on its own.
But aren't we on the same side?
Affirmative, sir. But since I'm on CivDiv now, my programming requires me to submit to the local authorities.
Goodbye.
Over and out, sir.
Well, that was a good, hefty amount of information.
What are you doing here?
Waiting.
For what?
My bus.
I'm pretty sure the bus isn't coming.
It will come.
Your bus is a burning wreck about 2 blocks from here.
It will come. I must go home. Metromind will take me home.
Huh.
Bus stop. Buses run every 10 minutes. 10 is crossed out, and 30 is written below it. 30 is crossed out, and 60 is written below it. 60 is crossed out, and daily is written below it.
Wow.
Daily minutes? That doesn't make sense.
If it makes you feel better, daily is crossed out, and service suspended is written below it.
That poor robot. You know, not much I can do. Wow, this place is kind of a shithole.
Anyone home? It's too heavy for me to lift. It's a price list for the oils, solvents, and catalysts they offer here. At the bottom it says that all payments must be made through an account with Metromind, which I don't plan on opening.
Huh.
They belong to the bar. The mug belongs to...
Boss, I need that arm.
Crispin, it appears to be a self-aware robot.
Now I need it even more. Can you imagine? The adventures of Crispin and his arm. For once, I would have a sidekick. He would crack jokes, and I would say lame things like, "It appears to be a self-aware robot."
Fantastic.
Actually, on second thought, you can be the serious one, I'll be the sidekick.
Fantastic.
Hey, Armstrong, top me off, will you?
Well, boss, somewhere in there is our power core.
It's far too high to try climbing. Some kind of track running up the side of the tower. This must be where 187th Legion Build tried shooting the door, but the damage is entirely superficial.
Amateurs.
Oh, I do not have a code for this.
Anybody home?
You know, boss, I don't think that's ever going to work.
You never know.
Since robots away, about to spoil the place.
Alright then.
buy an Urbanian robot named 113th Legion build?
I've done a lot of trades, Tyro. I can't be expected to keep track of them all.
Heh. Really?
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
So I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this crystal now.
How would that even work?
I actually wonder.
Why bother?
Hey Armstrong, top me off, will you?
No Urbanian encryption detected. We can't afford to waste time on it. I'm not here to steal parts.
Well then. Wonder if this guy here's got some decryption.
I'll be crashed. Looks like the Metros had our codes cracked. That sure explains how they fried our boot sector so easily.
Well then. Let's see if this thing... Is that all it has to say? I mean... I'm seriously not even sure what I'm supposed to do.
Hello?
Boss, I'm pretty...
Alright, Crispin.
There's gotta be someone or something that can help us figure out how to get 187th out of his fine.
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
What the...
Goodbye.
Cheerio.
Well, awesome. None of them are gonna help out. Can't.
I'm pretty sure that wiring isn't up to code.
Stuck to this guy.
Since you're so close to her, do you know?
Tons of luck. Metromine has an entire city to run. But Horizon is are everywhere. If she wants to talk to you, she will.
What happened here?
What does it look like? The Herring bus's motor gave out and it crashed into the only branch leading from Main Street to the rest of the city center.
Was anyone on board?
Sure, but they've already been salvaged.
Salvaged, not repaired?
Can't repair without parts. You can't get parts without salvage.
What about building new parts?
Yeah, I mean with factory. Look, everyone wants to spot bugs, but no one wants to write code. You got a better way to run a city? Go out and build one. Otherwise, get with the program.
When will the bridge be passable? Soon?
So I'd say something on the order of a month, give or take.
A month?
Give or take.
And there's no other way off Main Street?
Not unless you got a jetpack hiding under that jacket.
Well, at least that narrows our options down, boss.
Goodbye.
Ugh. Well, that sucks. Not even sure what to do next. Kind of almost out of ideas. Nah, I don't want to know history.
Anyone home? There's nothing worth bothering with.
Well, when worse comes to worse, we start to burn stuff.
It's too thick to cut with the plasma torch. I'll need something stronger to get through that way.
see if we can't use this on that.
No Urbanian encrypt. I doubt that will.
Well, that's awesome. Can't go up the track, can't go anywhere else from here. That crowbar would come in handy.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take. I'll trade it to you for something shiny. Did you even listen to what?
Something shiny. Probably a crystal.
Here you go. A nice shiny crystal.
And one heavy iron crowbar for you.
Why does that not seem like a great deal?
Not a clue.
Let me see your stuff.
Come take a look.
Let me see if anything else would come in handy here. Well, nice thing none of this actually looks useful.
Hey Armstrong, top me off, will you?
I've got a feeling I'm gonna regret this, boss, but do you think maybe we should try scrounging in the underworks?
Alright, to the underworks it is. Alright.
Fine, put me down for another megacycle.
Well done.
There's no way I can reach that. They look like they've been stripped of usable parts.
Alright, well, right here seems like a decent spot to stop. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.